Hello students, welcome to online teaching. We are discussing chapter 7, changing cultural traditions. This is module 3rd. In second we discuss about university and humanism, means in Italy the first university. In humanism different subjects were taught. Now here we will discuss about the Arabic's contribution in science and philosophy. Okay. Now, as you know that after the decline of Roman civilization, there were some of the changes that were progressing in the European society. Okay. Now, here we will discuss about the medieval age. Medieval age, this is related 5th to 14th century. This is the time period which is considered for medieval age, or you may say after the decline of Roman civilization. And in that dark age, that was 5th to 9th century. This was the time period of dark age where progress, that was a development that was not up to the mark. Some of the economical factors, or you may say environmental factors, that affect this dark age. Okay. And after that modern age. This is the time period 15th century onwards. 15th century onwards. This is the modern age as we are here. This is the modern century, 21st century that we are living. Okay, now. So what about that humanist, or you may say the different subjects that were taught? Now what was the contribution of these Arabics? You know that Latin and Greek, or Roman and Greek had ancient text. That was limited only up to clergy persons. It means some of the groups were there, some of the educated peoples were there, that they were aware. It was not for all. All were not able to understand, to know about these cultures. Okay. Now what happened? In 14th century, some reformers, you may say some scholars, work were laid out for common people also. For common people, as we had discussed that in 13th, 14th century in Padua and Bologna, the universities were set up where commerce and humanist subjects were taught maximum. Now what happened? Ptolemies. This was a scholar or astronomer and mathematician, was the person whose work were translated into Arabic and other languages. This was the most important. And even Almagest, that was the name of the book, that was name of the work that was written by Almagest. Okay. Now, even the work of the, you may say the thesis of, even the thesis of Plato and Aristotle, that also came into existence. Earlier their work were hidden into the text, and very few people were aware about their work as they had done regarding science, regarding economy, politics. But when the 14th century onwards, when written culture come into trend, then the people were aware about these theses. That may be any person, and even that was also in universities as well as in the schooling, as we are having now the education system that we are following. Some of the theses are there that are included in their work also. Now Ibn Sina 980 to 1037, philosopher of Bukhara, he gave the work about chemicals and medicines. That was also an important part. So even some Europeans translated their work into different languages, because that was the most important thing that came into light. Otherwise, how we will able to understand what had happened in the world, what was happening? And these were very important work, theses that gave the light to understand the human society. And another person was there, Al-Razi. He wrote medical encyclopedia, and he also gave the work about the medicines and the chemicals or some of the other things that were available in medicines. Okay. Another person was there, Ibn Russell. Ibn Russell, Arab philosopher of Spain. He also gave the work regarding this type of the mathematics, astronomy, and even science and theology. These were some of the subjects: grammar, theology, and mathematics, astronomy, medicines. These subjects were mostly used, were read out in those times. Now what happened during this 15th century? The true humanism were also started in schools in European as well as other parts of the world. In European and other parts of the world. What was that? It means the schooling system also started, and in that schooling humanist subjects were also taught, and at that time only boys were given preference, permission to go into the school. The girls that were excluded, they were not permitted. Okay, these things were there that were very important regarding the contribution in science and philosophy, and that gave much of the evidences that help in the other cultures also.